It was a bone-chilling winter night. Emperor Akbar and his trusted advisor Birbal were walking along the edge of a frozen lake. Shivering from the cold, Akbar turned to Birbal and asked, "Do you think a man would stand in this freezing water for an entire night just for money?" Birbal replied calmly, "Indeed, Your Majesty. For a man in need, hope and the promise of a reward are powerful motivators." The very next day, a poor washerman stepped forward to take up the challenge. He stood chest-deep in the icy water all through the night, his body trembling. To keep his mind off the freezing cold, he fixed his gaze on a tiny glowing lamp on a distant palace tower. In the morning, when the man arrived at the court to claim his reward, Akbar looked at him sternly. "You cheated," the emperor declared. "You survived by taking warmth from my palace lamp. Therefore, you shall receive no reward." Heartbroken and empty-handed, the poor man left the court. The following day, Birbal was nowhere to be found in the royal court. He sent word to the emperor that he was busy cooking his Khichdi and would arrive as soon as it was ready. Hours passed, and still Birbal did not appear. Growing curious and slightly annoyed, Akbar decided to visit Birbal's house himself to see what was taking so long. When Akbar reached the garden, he saw a truly ridiculous sight. A small fire was burning on the ground, but the cooking pot was hanging 5 feet above it, tied high up on a tree branch. Akbar burst into laughter and shouted, "Birbal, have you lost your mind? How can that small fire possibly cook food from so far away?" Birbal stood up slowly, bowed respectfully, and said, "Your Majesty, if a poor man can receive warmth from a palace lamp a mile away, then surely this fire can cook this pot of Khichdi." Akbar immediately realized the injustice he had committed. He felt deeply ashamed of his cruelty. He summoned the poor washerman to the palace at once and granted him 10 times the original reward. Justice was finally served. This story reminds us that true justice requires empathy and logic, not excuses. We must never use technicalities to avoid being fair, and those in power should never use their position to exploit the weak, for perspective is everything.